name is Jennifer Beatty, and today I would like to discuss with you why you should adopt animals versus getting them from a breeder. I've been adopting animals since I was about 7. I got my first dog, and his name was Woody. We got him from a shelter in Modesto, which is about 200 miles away. But first, before I go into all that, I would like to introduce you to my mom and dad. This is Kathy. She's filming. And that's my dad, Dave. So like I was saying, we adopted our first dog from a shelter in Modesto, and he was a little fox terrier named Woody. When we got him, he had a lot of health problems, and this was due to the person that first had him. He actually beat him rather severely, and thus him being in a shelter. So when we got Rembrandt here, this is my dog Rembrandt. He's 10. He came from the Humane Society, and he's just a great dog. And this is Madison. We actually got him when he was 6 weeks old. This is my husband and I's cat, and he's just a blessing. He's also a curse, but he's, they're just wonderful. And if you can see, come here, Randy. Come here, baby. Come here. He's a Rottweiler. He's, lay down. He minds so well. And, they found him wandering. He's got cotton candy, right? They found him wandering on the street. He was probably about 2 years old. They don't really know because he was about 20 pounds underfed. And there's just all kinds of horrible things that went along with him. He was probably beaten. He's afraid of men. He loves my dad. He loves my husband. But strange men, no go. He's really protective of us, and he gets between us and other guys. He loves cats. He loves other dogs. He's just a blessing. Now, as you can see, he's a huge baby. So my advocation of getting dogs from the shelter versus breeding is, how could you not want something like this? There are so many. He's just so sweet. I mean, for one thing, he's very distracting, so go away. Luckily, he's not in person. Anyway, so I would like to discuss some of the benefits of adopting and some of the reasons why you should get animals from the shelter versus... Rembrandt, lay down. Sorry. Why you would like to get some of the animals from the shelter versus getting them from a breeder. Today there are 6 to 8 million unwanted animals in the animal shelters, and this is just a really scary statistic to me. I mean, there are a lot of things that are being done on people's parts that I see every day that are contributing to this. We see animals, we take a lot of walks in a small town. We see animals everywhere that are running around without identification. Obviously, they belong to someone, and we don't know who. We can't take them back to the person. We can't call the person because they don't have any ID, which leads me to my next point. 50% of all dogs that are turned into the shelters are not reclaimed by their owner. So that leads to the 50% are actually being claimed. So that's a lot of animals being left there. And 10% of the animals, or the cats that are actually being found, are not being claimed. So we've got basically 10% of the owners actually coming in looking for their cats. So not only do people not really take care of their cats, they don't keep them indoors, they don't, they're getting hit by cars, they're not even caring when they go missing. And I know if something happened to Madison or Rembrandt, I would just die inside. We would do everything and anything to find them. Posters everywhere, shelter calls, anything to find these guys. But a lot of people don't. They don't even get, their pet ID tags, these simple little things. Excuse me. You can get these anywhere, Walmart, your vet's office. They're $3 to $7, $10 if you wanted them to look fancy, which they don't for very long. They've got everything on them, your dog's name, your address, your phone number. And you can get a microchip. It goes in the back of your dog's neck. They insert it. It takes 2 minutes to go in. It's relatively painless. It really is. I've seen it done. I've actually performed the procedure. It's $20. Maybe it's gone up a little bit, but What this does is if your dog is lost, the pound can come along. If your dog is actually taken to the pound, the animal shelter, even a vet's office, they can scan a little thing along them, and it registers an ID. It tells you who the dog is, where it goes, and it can go home. The same goes for cats. It's just a really simple, easy way to eliminate this. So double protection for your dog and your cat. So another reason I would like to say you should not get dogs from an animal shelter or a pet store. I'm sorry, you should not get dogs from a breeder or a pet store is because pet stores are also 25% of potential owners 25% of potential pet owners choose to adopt their pets. The rest actually go out and buy them. So we've got all of these dogs sitting in the shelter. So there's 168 million animals sitting in a shelter. And nobody's getting these dogs. Nobody's getting these cats. They're just sitting there alone, waiting, hoping. So I go with my mom and sometimes my husband and my dad when he's not working, when we're all not working, and we sometimes volunteer. We pet these animals, spend time with them, and it's heart-wrenching. I mean, I've had to rehearse this to not be wrenched. I mean, I don't want to cry, but it's really upsetting to see all of these faces of these animals that you cannot take home, that you just hope to God someone will take home because you can't. And then you see people out there paying $500,000 for a dog, a cat, when I've paid $500, $1,000, I'm not kidding, $6,000 to save Madison's life. He has had so many things go wrong with him. Double hip surgery, crystals in his urine, everything under the sun. And he's not a purebred animal. And so purebred animals have more health issues than actual, mixed breeds. So, and this is such a cute face. Look at that. I mean, come on. Rawawa. I just can't stress to you enough. I mean, purebreds are great. I don't want to say that you shouldn't get from breeders. I'm not saying, I understand wanting to breed the purebred, but please, 35% of people are not fixing their cats and dogs, which is creating all of this problem, just because they want to breed their dog or their cat. And the desire for the animal to breed is so strong that they'll chew through their leash, their collar. They will tear through your door. They will chew through your door. If it's thin, they will rip through your screen. Whatever, they'll damage your house, basically, to get out and breed. And then you'll have a Rembrandt. You'll have a Madison. Hello. I mean, he's so cute. But there's, an average litter of kittens is anywhere from 6 to 8 kittens. It's a lot of kittens to get rid of. And the average person feels that, well, I don't have to necessarily fix my animal. I can't afford it. I'm still being responsible by getting rid of the kittens. I mean, these are actual statistics from the Humane Society. I'm not kidding you. That I'm being responsible by getting rid of my kittens. But you're adding to the problem. You're taking away from homes that this dog doesn't have, that this full-grown cat doesn't have. I mean, people want kittens, they want puppies, and it's true. I mean, I got a kitten simply because I had a dog. And my dog liked to chase cats. So I needed to get a cat in order to orient him that you can't chase the kitten. So there was a method behind my madness. I just didn't want a cute little furry thing. And he was a lot of work. And he still is. He keeps me up at night like a kid. I mean, he's 8 years old. I mean, and people are so irresponsible with their animals. They have 6 to 8 of them up here. And I live in a rural county. And you can't have that many animals and take care of them responsibly. If you're going to get animals, be responsible with them. I'm not trying to say both things, get a ton of animals, but adopt them, please, but please adopt them responsibly. Make sure that you can take care of the ones that you get. That's all I'm saying. But also, animals, as wonderful as they are, they're not just our friends. They're our eyes, they're our ears, they're guide dogs to the blind, they're canine companions. I don't know if you guys are familiar with these organizations in Florida. I live in California, where Guide Dogs for the Blind's campus is San Rafael. In Oregon, their main campus is actually San Rafael. I volunteered there for a while as just a volunteer. I walked the surgery dogs and the career change dogs. And it was great. But basically what we did was we switched them over, and I just want to tell you very quickly that, on 9/11, Rosie, the dog, walked her master, basically, her companion, from the Twin Towers all the way down to safety, and there's just some really amazing things that these dogs do. So just keep in mind that they're not just friends, they're eyes, ears, everything. So don't just treat them like trash. Treat them like something valuable